chat to you about something that obviously all these videos I'm quite focused on sort of helping people through technical things and answering people questions on things. But to be honest, a lot of my day when I'm talking to clients is spent with me asking the question of why. Why are you doing this in the first place? A lot of people come to me saying, hey, I want to do a subdivision, or I want to invest in property, or I want to do a development. And my question, quite often is, rather than just asking about their property or asking about the detail of, what they're trying to achieve, I'm trying to work out, why are they doing it in the first place? What are they trying to get out of it? Hey, Lee, thanks for joining. Because at the end of the day, if you don't really know why you're doing it, then you don't really, have an end goal. You don't really know where you're trying to get to. So, because the reason why that's important is because where you want to get to is going to determine how you're going to get there. So, if you want to make, $1 million or $100,000 or $100 million, that's going to make a big difference to what you're going to have to do to try and get there. So, some people, want to do a development and they want to sell their properties off. And I say, well, why are you going to sell them off at the end? Oh, I want to sell it off because I need some money because I'm going to go and, buy some investment properties. I'm like, well, if you're going to develop this property, you end up with 2 investment properties anyway. So why sell them off? Why not just look at ways of being able to build them and hang on to it? Because at the end of the day, if you already own the property, so you don't have to pay stamp duty. You don't necessarily have to have, holding costs or interest while the property is sitting there while you're getting your approvals and done. So, why not looking at developing it, hang on to it, and then you've got 2 good investment properties sitting there. You've got 2 brand new properties. You've got low maintenance costs. You've got probably better quality tenants than you otherwise would. You got all these depreciation benefits, all these tax benefits on top of it. So, why look at it as a development where you have to buy, you have to, develop it and then sell it and then put the money in your pocket and then go off and do something else? Why not look at it building your property portfolio? Because, this is, again, why it really matters. It's not about this one deal. It's about where you want to get to in the future. And for a lot of people, hey, Rob, thanks for joining. A lot of people is, thanks for the hair comment. A lot of people are trying to, trying to set themselves up for retirement, and it depends where you're, how far away that is. That for some people that might be 5 years or 10 years. Other people might be 30 years down the track. And so, if you've got the more time you have, the more time you've got to learn, basically. And so, learning is about the more times you do it, the more you're going to learn, the better you're going to get at it, and then it's just going to improve your investing or your development down the track, because you're going to make less mistakes and you're going to be able to take probably more risks than your average person would, and for it to be not so risky because you've got so much more experience than other people would. And so you find the more risk is not necessarily a bad thing. Risk actually means you can open yourself up to more profit. It's likewise, you can open yourself up to more loss, but you can also open yourself up to more profit as well. And so the more experience you have, the more you're opening it up yourself to greater potential return. So again, it really depends where you are in your stage of life and why you're trying to do this. So trying to have a plan on your end game, where you're trying to get to, means you can work your way back, and then you can have a series of steps. Okay, this is where I want to get to. How am I going to get there? So if you want to make $1 million, what does that mean? Does that mean I make, I do one deal is essentially worth $100,000? So I do have to do 10 deals and I made $1 million bucks? Or, am I doing little renovations where I make $20,000, $30,000? If you're trying to make $1 million trying to do it, you're going to have to do a lot more renovations than if you were doing developments where you might make, $100,000 or $200,000 or whatever it's going to be. So you can sort of work out where you're trying to get to, and then you can work out what path's going to be best for that. Likewise, if you're in a situation where you don't have any cash, then you might not be able to do a development, because developments are quite expensive. Obviously, you have to pay stamp duty when they buy the property. You're going to have holding costs. You're going to have development costs, and then obviously the risk if things go wrong down the track. So if you've got little cash, you may be able to still purchase the property. Maybe do a renovation and just sell it off, or maybe do a renovation and hang on to it, wait for the market to improve. But again, that got the issue of time then. Do you have time to wait for the market to improve? If you're trying to make heaps of money really quickly, then you don't really have time to sit around and wait for capital gains. You've really got to create value, which is essentially, either a renovation or, building, buying a block of land and building, or doing a development where you're subdividing, just creating value essentially. So you don't have to wait for the market to improve. You're creating value as it happens. But again, there's more risk associated with that and more experience and knowledge which is required. So hopefully you're starting to understand why, you have to start with the end in mind. You really have to think about, okay, where am I trying to get to? And then work your way back. And then that first step then is heading you towards, okay, I'm heading towards where I want to get to. And then you sort of understand why you're doing things. And the good thing about that, if you make little mistakes or you have little hiccups along the way, you're just understanding. That's just the process of learning, of building your skills and knowledge up to get to where you want to get to. And so you don't become disheartened. I find so many people buy one property and then they think that's it, or they buy one property and they have a bad experience and they never do it again. But the thing is, the more times you do it, the better you get at it. And to be honest, if you retire, if you get to retirement, you've only got one investment property, it's not going to make a huge amount of difference to your life, really, because you're really going to have quite a lot of money saved up to set yourself up for retirement. So you're probably going to have multiple properties to try and build those skills up to get to the point where you've got multiple properties. It's going to take a lot of just trial and error. Basically, you got to get out there and give it a go. So hopefully that makes sense. If someone's struggling to try and get that first step, thanks for the like too. I don't know who gave me the like, but I really appreciate it. If you haven't liked what I had to say, then still click on the like, because I really appreciate it. And if you know someone that's struggling to try and take that first step into property investing, then share this video. Hopefully they'll find it useful, and hopefully that'll give them the confidence to sort of plan for the future and then understand. Really, you just have to do something. Really, it's better than doing nothing. And so just get out there. The more times you do it, the more you're going to learn, the better you're going to get at it, basically. So if you've had experience in the past where you're sort of procrastinating, you're not really sure what you want to do, then feel free to send me a message, and I'm happy to have a chat to you and maybe put you in the right direction, or maybe have a bit of a strategy plan for you and sort of say, okay, where are you trying to get to, and we can try and flesh out a bit of a plan for you. So hopefully some people find that useful, and hopefully you'll find it set you on the path to getting to where you want to get to, I suppose. So thanks, guys. Thanks for joining me. I look forward to chatting with you again next time. If you've got something you'd like me to chat about next time, then put a comment in the comment box, and I'm happy to talk about it again soon. So have a good night. Thanks, Lee. Have a good one. See you later. Bye. Whoops.